You know how back in the day we used to get on, somebody like, cuz, come get me, and they come get you on the bicycle, and then you got to sit on that back of that seat, you know what I mean? Hanging on, gripping their ass, like, don't you drop me off this bike, brother. You know what I mean? Like, don't let life do you like that. Don't let life just put you on the back of a bicycle and you back there with your legs all hanging because you ain't got nowhere to put your feet. You know what I mean? And you just bumping around. No, get switch spots. Get your own bike. Drive it. I'm sitting and I'm asking the mother, what do we as her daughters need to hear? What do I need to hear? You know, and I had some notes that I had taken down the other, like, I think like last week, and I never did do the messages that I had wrote down, and I've just been kind of waiting and kind of pausing to revisit them. But I just picked up one, and a couple of weeks ago or last week, I have a note here. You are proof that the mother is real, right? And I have level up, betrayal, radical rebirth, and storms. And I jotted down the mother guide is guiding you to grow through the delay and blockages and traumas, and your perseverance is being celebrated. So I wrote that down like 2 weeks ago, and had kind of just been led to visit some other things after that, and so I never kind of did that message. But I was just sitting here and I was like, okay, mother, what do I need to hear? What do we need to hear? Right? And as I was reading that, what jumped out at me was growing through delays, growing through delays, right? And so as I closed my eyes and just began to think about that, I heard her say, using the delay that you may be experiencing in any area of your life, something you are waiting for, something you are working towards, and yet um it hasn't quite come yet. It hasn't quite manifested yet, but it's not that it's not coming. It's not that you're doubting. It's not that you are not believing. You know what I mean? It's none of that, because as goddesses, we don't really operate in belief. We operate in knowing. Um, and so knowing is just that, is it's coming, it just hasn't came yet. And something is delaying it, whether it be divine timing, whether it be something you still need to work on within yourself, um, whether it be a decision you need to make that you haven't made, because maybe you don't even know that you're at a crossroad. Maybe you do know you're at a crossroad, and you just taking your time to make the decision, so you make a wise one. You know what I mean? Delays can be for many reasons. um there can also, of course, as we know, be other individuals who want to project certain energy towards you to keep you stuck, to keep you frozen, to keep you nailed to the cross, right? They don't want you to come down off of the cross, so to speak. Delays can happen for many reasons, and so I was sitting here as she was saying, using the delay to refine to refine yourself. That was the first thing. And then I heard her say, as well as redefine yourself. Just because there is a delay doesn't mean be idle in that specific area, right? That you're waiting for a breakthrough, or waiting for change, or waiting for the growth, or waiting for the harvest, or waiting for the instructions. Just because there's a delay doesn't mean to be idle. Using the delay as an opportunity to refine, whether it be your craft, whether it be your creativity, whether it be your outlook, your perspective on that particular area of your life that you are waiting for the change. Going within to make sure that the delay is not being caused by yourself, right? And if it is, working through the very subtle, sometimes hidden aspects of ourselves that, because we've done, or we've healed, or we've cleaned up something in the big picture, or we've cleaned up something that was big, we often have to revisit to make sure that there are not little small foxes still trying to spoil the vine, so to speak. Refining yourself in the delay, not just in it, but through it. How do you do that? And I'm asking her, what do you mean, and how do you do that? How do you refine yourself in a delay, or through a delay? And I gather she's not just talking about through as in journeying through, like pressing through and pushing through and keep pushing, and not really that, but the delay itself that you can sense is there, refining yourself through it, utilizing the delay as a tool to perfect what hasn't been perfected yet, to master your craft, right? Y'all know I talk all the time because I'm an alchemist, and so I alchemize energies all the time, like daily, repetitively, all the time, whether they be my own energy that I have to make a change. I have to take something that's base within myself and elevate it and bring it up. You know what I mean? So using a delay that you sense is taking place, whether it be in your love life, that's an area that I'm working on right now. Like, I know what they're telling me is coming. And I tell y'all, and I share with my sisters all the time, I honestly am very comfortable being single. I really am. I guess because, I mean, I guess because um except I am granted a love that is divine, that is reciprocal, right? That is patient, that is kind, okay? That is open and honest. Then I don't really see a need to just have somebody latch and hold to me, right? I don't see a need to create unnecessary uh connections that are just weighty. I really don't see a need. I mean, um there's a way to get certain gratification and pleasure without creating like biting off more than you could chew, like how your boy used to say, you got too much dip on your chip. You know what I mean? There's a way to navigate your desires and have them granted and met, you know um in the purity of love, because you're honest with yourself, and you know um you're not expecting something from someone that you can clearly see that they can't give, right? So if I'm working on this space of preparing to receive divine love, not just romantically, in my career, in my friendship circle, just in every way, because I've been in about a 2 year, almost three, deep hermit, deep introspective space, you know, and it's been beautiful. I wouldn't I It's been like I needed this. I so needed this because I'm Virgo, so I'm already in that hermit energy naturally anyway. But before, 2 or 3 years ago, I had this. I was over here doing this, and I was working, and I was clocking in, and I was clocking out. Now, I was doing the regular rat on the wheel like everybody else. And so, yes, I was still forged for myself. Like a day where I just don't do nothing. Kids with their dad. I ain't opening my door. Like, don't even ring my bell. You know what I'm saying? But this 2 years, 2.5, almost 3 years has been intense, Herman, and it was needed, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing, right? But while I wait on the replenishment of divine relationships, divine love, romantic, um, while I wait on divine partnerships and collaborations, using what may be delayed, in my instance, it's just divine timing, right? Things, those I've already, because I didn't been doing my introspection. I'm like, okay, but I'm still doing the introspection. I'm still working on um refining my heart space. Because sometimes, y'all know I do readings. If you don't know, I do readings. I used to do them on this channel. I don't do them anymore. But I do a lot of readings for myself. People say, you can't read yourself. First off, tarot or oracles or whatever you want to call them is actually designed for you to read yourself. It was originally designed for the mystic to be able to read and tap into the astrological energies and the water and the elemental energies happening within their own matrix. Okay. But we use it as a tool to assist other people. And we read. And we also, some of us, like myself, we actually divine with it, do divination with it, which is reading and divination is two different things. Okay. So in my time of doing my own divination for myself, um, the area of healing the heart is still coming up. It's in it, it's coming up. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is what she means by refine. While you wait, while you sense the delay that something is holding off, refine yourself in that area. Keep working on yourself in that area, right? Making sure that there are no cobwebs. You killed the spider, but you left the cobwebs up. Or the spider died, but you've been leaving them cobwebs up there in that corner in the garage. And that need to come down. For one, you need to be using it. But for two, you might want to clean that up, right? It's maintenance. And I think that's what she means. Using what is delayed as a tool of maintenance, as a sign of maintenance, maintaining a clean and orderly, ready and prepared space in the area in which you're still waiting, because what you're waiting for hasn't quite come yet. And like I said, the delay could be for many reasons. You would have to know and search and seek that out, right? And so, just talking about divine love, that's just one area in which I am expecting growth. I'm expecting change. I'm expecting um to come out of hermit mode. You feel me? Like, I'm expecting to be released. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm waiting for somebody to tell me, okay, you can go now, but in a sense I am, because this is the whole point of being led by spirit. This is the whole point of being led by your intuition. This is the whole point of having a spirit team. You know what I'm saying? Like, um we know that we have free will. We know we have a will, but Once you start kind of evolving in your spiritual evolution and you start realizing who's on your side and who's working with you and who is, who are your daemons and who are your angelic energies and who are your nature spirits and who's working with you in the fire element, you don't just start running amok at that point. I mean, if you're just going to do that, you could just kept running amok over there and kept bumping into all them brick walls. You feel me? So you use your intuition to discern their guidance, so to speak, and then you still have to choose their guidance, and that's where your will comes in, right? So this area of divine love, that me personally, that I am, this hermit mode, this coming out of, this stepping into new beginnings with new people and new collaborations and new growth and new business and new expansion and new spiritual ministry and new, right? That's an area where I'm delayed. And I don't mean delayed as in blockage. Okay. Not for me. It may be a blockage for you. And this is what I mean by you really would have to, continue to go in within and do your introspection to see what's delaying you. But for me, this is not necessarily a blockage. It's divine timing. Now, are individuals sending energy to try to block? Yes, but they've been doing that since I was born. That's nothing new. Okay. That's nothing new. You know, what's really the delay is divine timing. Divine timing, you know, whoever, whomever these individuals that spirit is telling me we're getting ready to bring you into new partnerships, new love relationships, new friendships, new collaborations. See, like it's my divine timing, but it's also theirs. You understand? These relationships are already ordained, you know. It could be a new career path for you. It could be a new business venture for you, something you're waiting on when it comes to that. It could be the same like me. It could be relationship or romantic relationship or divine love or friendships, whatever. It could be whatever. It could be a healing in your physical body that you've been working on. You've been re um revisiting and revamping your diet like I have. And that's another area, you know what I mean? Like you can be working on many things, getting your physical body in alignment with your spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? And we know that that takes time, you know, and our minds can sometimes trick us when we're dealing with either physical ailments, whether we just want to be healthy, whether we feel like we want to lose weight, whatever it is, whatever your reason is, the body is, you got to be patient to see the results, right? Like, that. And so it feels delayed. It feels like you're doing all these crunches and stuff, and you walk around with a sore stomach, but you still got that good fupa though. But up underneath the fupa, the muscles is sore. You know what I mean? But you just it's delayed, right? But it takes patience, and with every crunch, you are refining your body. With every food choice, picking pineapple over a slice of cake, you are refining yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I feel her saying. Focus on the refinement. Focus on the refinement and not the delay. Use the delay to highlight to you the area in which you can continue to refine your craft, your love, your heart space, how you think about relationships, how you think about yourself in relationships. Like, what kind of relationship do you want? What kind of individual do you feel? What characteristics and qualities would you like for them to have? Like, have you thought about these things? Are you a matching vibration? Because it is very easy to say what you want out of somebody. It's okay. It's just very easy. You're like, no, you gotta have that, you gotta have this. I don't fucking with that, right? But then you have to make sure that you are a vibratory match for that. You understand? Refining yourself in the delay, taking the opportunity of time that the delay has caught, that has created for you to fine tune yourself in that area, to fine tune yourself in that area. And I feel like I hear her saying, because for whatever the reason the delay is, even if it's divine timing, even if it's divine timing, focusing on refinement, I feel like I hear her saying it's like it pulls it, it puts it on a fast track. You understand what I'm saying? It puts it on a fast track because logically speaking, it would make perfectly good sense to understand, like, the more I refine myself in this area, the more I refine myself in my finances and budgeting and managing, and especially if that's an area that I needed growth in, you know, whatever area it is for you, it could be multiple like it is for me. Okay. Um, but every time I put energy in making myself better and bringing more of my higher evolved self to the forefront in that area, the more it kind of clears the pathway and it kind of redeems the time. It redeems the time. It puts the thing I'm waiting for, the thing that is delayed, or the individual that is delayed, it can put them on the fast track, especially when you're talking about divine connections. Because I don't know, y'all tell me in the comments, but I just believe, like, especially when you're talking about if you're waiting on a soulmate, if you know, I kind of get into them titles, but not kind of, not like at this point, you ain't even got to be all that. You just need to be an equal vibration. Let's do the damn thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know what I mean? You want to slap a label on it, fine, or whatever. Okay. So I tend to just stick with like divine love. That's good. I'm good with that. Okay. But if these relationships are ordained, then it kind of lends me to believe that the energies are already connected. The energies between me and that friend, or me and that new partnership, or me and that individual who's going to become someone I'm going to collaborate with, the energy is already kind of, you know, flowing etherically, etherically, right? And so by you refining yourself, I want you to just expand your thinking outside of the physical. Okay. By you focusing on your refinement, it may very well be allowing that individual that you're waiting to show up in your life. You know, just speaking about this as an example specifically, it could be allowing or aiding that individual, and vice versa, by them sitting somewhere way, I don't even know where, right? You know, I don't know. They could be next door, and they could be 2,000 miles away. Who knows, right? Outside of the space of the physical world, if that relationship is ordained, then etherically you could be aiding each other in the refinement. But when one gets off course and starts to think about the delay and start, oh my God, when is this coming? And I do this. I do this sometimes. I do this. I get in my little feelings, okay, and get a little impatient. I told y'all I was working on my patience, so don't be judging me. All right. Um. Yeah. But I've been doing good though. I've been doing better. I've been doing better. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been doing better, but I still have moments where it's like, man, I'm here. Just be patient. I'm being patient. How much more patient do you need me to be? That's all I'm trying to understand. I mean, what's the hold up? You know what I mean? I'm not in that space right now, but I do have my moments. And when you're talking about a divine love, I don't know what really why I'm laying into this, but this may be something someone needs to hear. You're talking about an ordained relationship, whether it be romantic, whether it be business partnerships, whether it be friends, collaborations and friends, and just in any area. But when you're talking about divine relationships outside of the scope of the physical world, if these relationships are already ordained, preordained to be, then when one gets off, you don't even know who it is. But when they have their moments and they get off, then their little spirit team have to know, no, focus on this, focus on your heart space, focus on your root chakra, focus on your solar plexus, keep creating, keep pushing. Don't start whining because you're going to slow it down. You're going to slow everything down. Use the delay to refine yourself, you know, because what you are making ready to receive is making ready to be given to you. And it's a push and pull, you know. Um, it's like a song and dance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing her really encourage me, and I share it with you, my sisters, like wherever in your life you're having the expectation of receiving, remain receptive. Remain receptive even in the delay. Utilize the delay as an opportunity in time and space to become better, to become better at whatever it is that you might need to become better at. Never think that you have become the best that you can be at something, because then, well, we know growth stops. You understand what I'm saying? Growth stops. We're always in a position to become more wise, more seasoned, you know what I'm saying? More open, more healthier, more healed. We're always in a position. There's always more to learn about yourself. There's always more that you can say, okay, boom, let me add this to me. Let me add this. I heard somebody on a woo say that, and that really hit home. And then take that back to the spirit team. You may not even know why it hit home. Like it just went past your consciousness and hit you right in your heart space. And you don't really even know why, but you know it hit you. Right? So you take it back to your spirit team and you ask, what is the message that I can receive? This happens to me all the time because I honestly I don't really watch TV, but I do be on YouTube all the time, you know, and I like to watch different things, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I could be watching a podcast about some sort of you know, psychology, which is one of my passions, just the human mind and how it processes experiences and it processes life and it processes, you know, is one of my hobbies. And so it's something that I'm very drawn to. So I watch a lot of podcasts and different people talking about the ego and talking about, narcissism and talking about procrastination and just from a psychological standpoint, right? But I get so many different spiritual, because it's really all one and the same. It's just a different way of looking at it from a more the mind. You know what I mean? Um, and so I get sometimes things that are, oh, that was good, and I had to take it back to the spirit team because I'm like, okay, that jumped out at me. What do I need to know about that as it relates to my own evolution? Always refining, you know. But utilizing whatever delay you may be experiencing, whatever delay you may be perceiving, whether it is by way of divine timing, you're waiting on divine timing, or whether, there are blockages, or whether there are individuals who are, sending blockages, because that does happen. That does happen. Um, it really won't matter where the delay is coming from when you're using it. Use it. Use it. All things and almost everything can be purposeful when you choose to let it be purposeful. You know, you're not just, you know how back in the day we used to get on, somebody like, cuz, come get me, and they come get you on the bicycle, and then you got to sit on that back of that seat, you know what I mean? Hanging on, gripping their ass, like, don't you drop me off this bike, brother. You know what I mean? Like, don't let life do you like that. Don't let life just put you on the back of a bicycle and you back there with your legs all hanging because you ain't got nowhere to put your feet. You know what I mean? And you just bumping around. No, get switch spots. Get your own bike. Drive it. Direct it. You know what I mean? So things like delays, things like blockages, trauma, even spell work being said, can be a bicycle and a tool of transportation. It could be a vehicle to get you where you're going a lot faster. And when you're talking about spell work, and when you really master that, it don't matter what they say. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? But even if it's not that, just you utilizing everything that your life is presenting you as a vehicle to get you to the next level of refinement is what she was telling me today. And so I wanted to come and share with you. Thank you so much for tapping in, my friends, my sisters. I hope I said something that encouraged you, enlightened you, you know what I mean, empowered you, strengthened you. Please take a moment to hit the like and the subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace, family.